Hey, I'm Dr. Ryan, one of the chiropractors here at Align Chiro. And if you're watching this, chances are your back's been feeling tight, stiff, or just not feeling as reliable as it used to, especially with sitting, driving, or first thing in the morning. Now in this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple 12-minute routine we teach our patients to help keep their spines moving, loosen off the stiffness that builds up through the day, and support long-term back health. Now this routine isn't about fixing serious issues at home. It's about giving your spine the movement and support it needs so you can feel and function better day to day. Before we jump into the exercises, I want to give you a quick 60-second explanation of why this type of movement matters so much for your back. So the idea behind this routine is simple. Keep those joints moving in your spine, keep them moving well, keep the supporting muscles surrounding them doing their job, and reset some of the stress that builds up from sitting and life. So let's start with a quick warm up and breathing, and then we'll get into the full sequence. All right, so let's start with a quick warm up and some deep breathing before we start this sequence. Super important because we want to warm everything up. So this first section is, I just find lying on your back is probably the best way to start, just with your knees bent, laying flat, hands on your tummy. And we want to do a couple of movements here. We want to do a pelvic tilt, and with this, we're rocking the pelvis forward and back. You should feel your low back lift up and lower down. And what I want you to try and focus on is as you breathe in, try and flatten your low back. So breathe in and then breathe out and let it rock that way. Breathe in, flatten the back, breathe out. Just very gently. You might do this say 10 to 15 times before we start our first exercise. Now, once you've completed that, our first exercise is going to be what we call the Cat-camel. This is on your hands and knees. You want your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. And what we're going to do here is gently pull the low back up to the ceiling and then pull the belly button down to the ground. I've heard another cue it's one to visualize, but probably not too closely, is if there's a light shining at your bottom, you're trying to point it up to the ceiling as you arch down, and you're trying to point it down to the ground. And just repeat that a good 10 to 15 times. Just like that. So once you've done about 10 to 15 of them, we're going to go then into a child's pose. Now this one, obviously only do these exercises if you're comfortable with them. Some people, this can stir up their low back. So if it's comfortable, go for it. It's a great stretch. We simply go from that position that we're in on our hands and knees, and we just slowly walk our hands forward and sink our hips down to our heels, and then you can let your head drop down too. And I like to hold this one for a good 20 to 30 seconds, but if it's getting a bit uncomfortable, you can come up again and return back to that position. Just like that. So from here, we've loosened things up. We're going to work on what's called a wobble disc. And this is a great device. We use them all the time in the practice to get some mobility, particularly into the low back. The way this one works, I've got one just here. It's like a little squishy cushion that sort of moves around under you. Great for people in the office. And we simply just sit here on it like that. And we're just going to gently rock side to side. And what I want you to imagine is your pelvis is sort of sitting on a platform here. It's sort of going side to side like this, and your spine on top of it is gently flexing side to side. And you can do this in what we call lateral flexion in this position. We could do some flexion extension by rocking forwards and backwards, or we could even do some circumduction where we're sort of going in a rotating way, just like this. We might do one way and then we'll do the other. Just like that. Great to start with those mobility exercises. We're now going to work in through some more sophisticated ones, which involve posture and involve mobility through the mid-back. So this one here is called a mirror image exercise, and it's great because we are constantly in positions where we're down like this. And what we're gonna do is a mirror image exercise where we do this big stretch coming back like that to undo that. So the key here is if you imagine everything's been sort of flexed forward, you want to do the opposite. So you're gonna turn the arms out, you're gonna pull the shoulders back and down. You're actually gonna look up a little bit, pull your head in, and try and arch backwards. And you should feel a nice deep squeeze in between your shoulder blades, and you hold that for 5 seconds. And relax. And I'd probably do that 2 or 3 times. To complement that, we really want to fire up our nervous system and help our brain start to integrate some of these changes. And all too often we're on really flat ground, solid platforms that we don't really get challenged in this area. And so these parts of our brain start to get deconditioned and they don't work as strongly as they should. And one way we can sort of hack that system is put ourselves on a balance ball, something like this, a Bosu ball, that helps our nervous system start to sort of fire those parts of our brain up again, which is great for pain because we know stability is a super important part of that. And if our brain feels strong and stable, it can dial some of those pain centers down. So what this one is you simply just stand on a wobbly spot just like this, and we're gonna do gentle movements in this position. So a bit like the wobble disc, we can gently go side to side. We can do some gentle rotations. And I'm not too bad at this, I'm not the best at it, but you may find this quite challenging. And if that's the case, you can simply do this, say on the ground, feet together. If that's a challenge for you, that's good enough. You can do those twists, you can do the bends. If you feel you don't have a balance ball, you can do it on one leg. You could do it like that, or you could even put a cushion down, and that's a way to increase that. But really, you want to be on here for a good couple minutes, really working through those different ranges. If you feel like that's too easy, bring your feet together a little bit. That makes it harder. If you want to go then to one leg or close your eyes, obviously it's going to make it more of a challenge for you. Okay, finally we're going to do a thoracic mobility exercise with a foam roller. So if you've got one of these, most people will have one. They're pretty easy to get hold of, but we're gonna do some work to really open up the chest. Now, the one I love that's quite simple is using this long ways along our spine, where we sit on one end and we lay down all the way and we just let our arms drop out to the side. And that's a really nice, gentle stretch. You could lay here for a good 5-10 minutes if you really wanted to, but if you're looking for a deeper stretch through the mid-back, we can place this horizontally, like this, and lay onto it with our arms over our back and just gently rolling back and forward, trying to get our hands to the ground and just mobilizing back and forward like this, maybe doing 5 to 10 repetitions, just like that. So that's the full sequence. And as you can see, it's not overly complicated, but it is really valuable if you can repeat this regularly. It's definitely not one of those exercises that's going to change everything as a one-off, but done regularly, you'll start to see the difference. So once you've finished the routine, one of the best things you can do is just simply take a short walk, even 5 to 10 minutes just around the house or down the street. Walking's fantastic. It helps your spine stabilize, keeps the discs hydrated, and tells your nervous system this is how we want to move from now on. So that's your 12-minute better back routine. And the magic isn't doing it perfectly, it's actually doing it regularly. So even 3 to 4 times a week is going to give your spine more movement, more support, less of that locked up, rusty feeling that so many people live with. But if your back pain keeps coming back, if you keep getting woken up at night, or if you're avoiding things because you're worried your back won't cope, that's usually a sign that there's more going on than stiffness alone. In our clinics, we don't guess, we test. We look at your posture, your movement, your nerve function, and if needed, we'll get x-rays so we can actually show you what's going on and give you a clear plan forward. Now, if you'd like that level of clarity, you can use the link on this page to book a comprehensive back and spine assessment. Or if you're not quite ready for that just yet, you can start with a free 15-minute phone consult and we'll talk it through. Either way, keep using this routine. Your future spine will thank you.